Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another week of our 50th anniversary highlight videos. Today we are with 4A and 4B, the step-down units. Let's go meet the team.
Good morning. I'm here with Kayla and Rebecca, the leadership for the 4A and 4B teams here at St. Thomas. And we want to start by saying, what is 4A and 4B and how is it different from everyone else?
So 4A is our advanced heart failure unit. They're different because they specialize in aquapheresis. Aquapheresis is kind of like dialysis for the heart. We can get up to 10 liters of fluid off someone in 24 hours. So whenever medication doesn't work anymore, it's a great diuresing option for them. And then 4B, we specialize in LVADs, artificial hearts, and heart transplants. Little fun fact about them, there's been 12 artificial hearts that have been implanted in the United States. And here at St. Thomas West, we've done 4 of them.
That's awesome. Pretty exciting. Okay, so meet the team.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Hi, ladies. We've got a few questions for you. We're here with Rebecca and Emily. Did you want to go over what a typical day would be like here on your unit?
Emily?
So a day in the life, I show up around 6:30, 6:45, come in, get report on my 4 patients, and then I go around and I say hello to all my patients. I'll do an assessment really early in the morning, pass morning medicine that needs to be passed, and then do a lot of charting, make sure that that's all completed. And then the rest of the day is kind of making sure if patients have procedures they need to go to, if I need to titrate any cardiac drips, those are done.
What does titrate a cardiac drip mean?
Change medicine based on kind of what the patient needs.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know who the longest serving team member here on this unit would be?
That would be May Lynn Fan. She is our heart failure educator, and she's been here for 33 years. I would like to say something too about 4A. I know Emily probably, I was actually worked on 4A myself for a while. And 4A, you always have to be on your toes because you never know what kind of patient you're going to get. Your cardiac, all types of cardiac patients. One's going to the heart cath, going to surgery, coming back from heart cath, cardioversions, bunch of different drips. You'll have all kinds of things on 4A, so you constantly got to be moving.
Do you have a lot of patients that are here for a long time?
I would say, yeah, a little bit. Not probably as much as like our 4B unit with the VADs and the heart transplants, but we do have some heart failure patients that come back, multiple admissions, so like stuff like that where we have to diurese them and things like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
Is there something interesting or memorable that a patient has said to you that kind of has stuck with you or made you laugh?
I mean, I get patients that make me laugh all the time. But I think that it definitely is encouraging to me when I am able to educate a patient on their heart. I think the heart is really scary for patients coming in when they have things going on with their heart. And so it's nice to be able to talk to them and be like, okay, this isn't something that is new or scary to me, but I know it's new and scary to you. And so being able to talk them through that. And I've had some patients give really good feedback that it was very helpful. So
yes, you have a very calming voice. But they appreciate
I tried.
All right. So we are here with some interesting pieces of equipment. Rebecca, tell us about this blue thing.
So this blue one is our Aquadex. It's the aquapheresis machine. Only 4A nurses in the hospital know how to use the machine. We don't do too many patients, but we're starting to have more frequent patients that come in for aquapheresis where the MD will prescribe this. It's basically like diuresis for the heart. So basically hook them up to a central line that pulls the blood out, takes off the fluid into a little baggie, and then it puts the blood back in the patient. And it doesn't really affect their electrolytes as much as like actual Lasix drip. So pretty neat.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. And Sarah, you're going to tell us about this piece of equipment here. What is this gizmo?
So this is an LVAD wall power unit. Most patients, I don't know if it's over here, but they have to be either...
Sarah, for our layman's people, what does LVAD stand for?
LVAD, left ventricular assistive device. And basically they either have to be hooked up to battery, which is this thing right here. These last around 18 hours. They have to have 2 in them at all times, or they'll be hooked up to wall power, which is basically you hook it up to a wall and they have to be connected to it. The only restriction is they can't be away from the wall power.
So when they're hooked up to this, what does this do for them?
It charges their left ventricular assistive device.
Oh, so that's implanted?
Yes, it's implanted into either their upper or lower quadrants, depending on where the surgeon wants to place the device.
And what type of patients would get that device?
So heart failure patients that cannot get or receive a heart transplant, or sometimes we use LVADs to bridge them to a heart transplant.
Okay. And they take those devices home with them?
Yes.
So they're on them
Forever.
until then or
Yes.
forever. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you want to tell us about this and or these patients?
I mean, I think it's really cool to see their progression, especially when they start off with an LVAD and then they move to a heart transplant. It's really, really special to see them.
Okay.
I would say too, Sarah actually just got awarded our guardian angel,
Oh,
and I would say
yeah.
that our LVAD patients and our heart transplant patients, they really build a relationship with our 4B team because they are back a lot, they're there for a while, and things like that. So they love the team on 4B.
Is there anything else that you want to tell us about your team, Kayla?
I think our teams have extremely good teamwork, and without the teamwork, we couldn't do what we do for this patient population. You know, the LVADs, this is a complete lifestyle change. They have to be plugged up to either batteries or wall power for the rest of their life or until they have a heart transplant. So life looks different after they're implanted with something like this. And with the advanced heart failure just population, it can be very detrimental. But just to kind of speak a little bit to what Emily said, kind of educating them while we're here is such an amazing thing and a privilege that we can give our patients, because without that education, they may go home and they may think, well, oh, I can never shower again because I have these batteries. But there are ways to still live a normal life or a somewhat normal life. So we're able to give that education, and we're able to all work as a team to care for this patient population.
That's great. And patients come from states and hundreds of miles away to get these and seek care from our heart failure doctors, correct?
Absolutely.
Yep.
We get a lot of patients from Henry County, Chattanooga, Knoxville. They fly in often. If their VAD is implanted here, they would come back for anything that they would need. So even if it's maybe not a heart-related condition that they need to seek help for, they would still come here.
And you would still take care of them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
Now for the fun questions. What is the most surprising thing that you've ever learned about LVADs or artificial hearts?
I think something really specific about the LVADs that's really interesting is that they don't necessarily have a peripheral pulse. So if you were to feel right here on yourself, you can feel that pulse, and it's very strong because our hearts are very healthy. But with this device, they don't necessarily have that. So we have to take their blood pressure different. We have to assess them in a different way.
Very cool. To add on to that, actually, when you listen to them, it sounds like a robot. It's like
Yeah.
a hum. You don't hear a heartbeat.
Very cool.
It's all mechanical.
Weird. Interesting. And then if your team had a mascot, what would it be?
I feel like it would have to be an anatomical heart to be specific, not just the normal heart.
Yeah.
With like an LVAD that's implanted into the left ventricle of the heart, because that's just so unique.
How big is an LVAD?
It can fit in your hand. Actually, our training here at the hospital, it's done by the representatives that make the device, and they actually allow all of our nurses to hold it in their hands to feel how heavy it is. It is, if I'm not wrong, a type of metal. It is pretty heavy, but it's implanted and it's anchored not only into the heart, but also into the surrounding area to make sure it doesn't move from the heart.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank
Of course,
you.
thank you.
Oh my gosh, Kayla, look what we found. This is a pretty amazing thing to just be able to see in real life. You should tell us what this is.
Yes, so these are the devices that we would use for a complete artificial heart. And I have Sarah Coe here. She is our nurse practice specialist. She's going to give you guys a few facts of this device and how it works in a patient.
Yeah, so when they put the artificial heart in, they actually completely cut out the right and left ventricle. So in this hand, I'm holding the right ventricle, and this is the left ventricle. So these would be completely implanted in the patient's native heart tissue. And then the lines that you see here are the drive lines that come out of the body. It then is an air pump that is what's pumping the valves open, the artificial valves inside the patient's body. They are connected to a power source. It's basically a huge battery that's in a backpack that they wear around, so they can still be mobile. They can get in a car. They do have to stay connected to power, but the battery gives them an hour from being unconnected from a wall source. So they're able to still live a semi-normal life while they have this device.
Yep. And then
So-
whenever they travel, majority of the time, since they only have that hour, they would have to plug into the car to be able to get to their destination if they don't live within a certain radius. Like we said earlier, a lot of people fly here from all over. So if someone is, from Memphis or Knoxville or something like that, they would have to plug into the car to get to their destination, which is a fun fact.
For your
heart.
Yep.
That's amazing.
That is really cool. Roughly how long does one have this device? So I'm assuming they would have it until
They get a heart transplant. Yep.
They estimate 1 to 2 years, but per the vendor, last I saw them, they said they have a patient overseas that's had a syncardia artificial heart for like 7 years. So the longevity is pretty cool. But
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Technology's cool. Well, thank you, ladies.
yeah,
Appreciate your
thank
time.
you. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our latest edition of 50th Anniversary Video Committee. We loved interviewing the nurses at the cardiac step-down units, and we will see you next time.
Bye.